This is the LowcoSports Lowdown podcast. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett and Wes Kerr.
No, it's not at all. It's JJ and Mad Max Arraj leading things off tonight, but it's going to be kind of romper room. It's going to be Animal House tonight on LowcoSports Lowdown. Obviously getting a late start because all but me of Team Lowco went out in force to the tank for the Bluffton Derby, and much to Misa Garzon's chagrin, the town is green tonight. And it's not been green in a while, but it's green tonight. I mean, it's half green and half blue because the girls TCOB from May River 5-0. But Bluffton Bobcats taking the win in PKs 4-2. You were out there, Max, along with Connor Worrell and Dr. Perusa and Wes Kerr, all out at the tank tonight. And sorry for making this run late, guys. Misa says, but, it's all good. It's going to be a good time. I'm feeling good. I coached some softball tonight. We got beat, but we knew we were going to because we were playing the Diamond Dogs and they're stacked. But girls competed. Both I and the other coach were in the same spirit of things, and we got after it, and we made each other make plays and go through the motions and learn how to play the game kind of on the fly. And it was just a really fun night coaching softball. And then you boys were out doing your thing, so that was cool. And there's all kinds of other stuff that went down. Kylie Rass night was a success at Beaufort. They went 3-2 over Hanahan in a huge first game of that set. So that was huge. We got the highlights from Beaufort's own that we will share a little later on the show. But Wes is still en route. He had to grab a bite after this Donnybrook of a soccer match. But we had plenty of other people out there. So let's get Connor Worrell and Dr. Perusa, the fight doctor, Carlo Perusa, joining us. And also the broadcast doctor, because you're teaching these youngsters the ropes. And Connor, you got to go out tonight and check out another great soccer game.
Yep.
I mean, you bring the heat every time.
No, they know how to perform when I'm at the games. I'll tell you. I was like, I've been to 9-10 games this year, and 3 of them have gone to penalties.
Oh, jeez.
Just showing out for me, I guess.
Unreal. Yeah, they just want to keep you there as long as possible. But tell us a little bit about you were all out there. So I guess first of all, just reflect on the atmosphere of the Bluffton Derby, and I think probably the first one. For you, Max, I don't know how many of you had seen these two teams go at it. Carlo, you definitely did, and Connor, you got them the first time, right? So everybody's experienced it. But great atmosphere tonight.
I guess I'll go first. It was good. Yeah, I mean both fans showed out. The May River area was packed. I mean, there was not a lot of open seats, and there was a good amount of Bluffton fans as well, and they brought their instruments to play, and lots of yelling, very physical game, but it was super fun. Yeah. And the first goal was in the 17th minute. So it's pretty early for Bluffton. It was through Jacob Hoso.
Let's
go for it. It was a bit of a scrappy goal, but it was from a long throw in. And basically he just ran towards the ball, ended up going into the goal somehow, but you take it. But Mayer scored at the end of the first half to make it 1-1 going into halftime. There wasn't another goal after that. So, but very, very physical, battered throughout the game. Really, I say this pretty much every time, but midfield is a very important part of soccer. And it was just whoever was winning that midfield today won the game. But going to penalties, I mean, as we know, penalties is very hard. But yeah, that's the goal right there. So,
Yep. Fed, was that Fed?
Yeah, Fed was out today. He had a red card from last game, unfortunately.
Oh, Fed.
So. Yeah, and then this was the
cool,
goal for
Fed.
May River. Unfortunate. I think Hunter slipped a little bit. I think he was going the right way, but still a well-taken penalty by
Here's me in the background, by
Jacob.
Arrows from the spot.
That's funny. Both of the goal scorers today's names were Jacob.
Yeah.
And then we go to the penalties.
Oh, buried.
Yeah. Unfortunately, after the game, Hunter, he got trampled at the end, and he hurt his collarbone. So
we did not have a celebration injury. No,
it might have been a celebration injury. It might have been when he saved it. I think it was the celebration. But he said he was heading to the hospital after to get it looked at. So hopefully he is okay. But yeah,
who was it? Who was the baseball player who broke his
Kendrys Morales?
Yeah, Kendrys Morales broke his leg jumping on home plate after a home run. Oh,
idiot!
Man.
Exactly.
Others.
Look at this save.
Oh my! Off the line.
He could have gotten. I think he may have gotten hurt there.
That might have been it. You think?
I think when he dove for it, I think that's when he got hurt.
Oh
that made it worse.
He was on his knee.
Yeah, I think when he dove, I think either he landed on it or he hit into the goal post on his collarbone.
Maybe
one or the other. I think that's what happened there. There he is.
It's Wes.
The magically appearing Wes Kerr joins us on the Lowdown. Just went through the highlights from a great game over there in the tank. And Wes, it looks like you're muted, bud.
You're muted.
You're muted, buddy.
You're muted.
Yes, you're muted, man.
There we go.
There we go. We're back.
Hey,
welcome, sir.
Yeah, that was the most intense. Yeah, thank you. That was the most intense match I have seen in the Lowcountry when it came to soccer this year. I mean, those last 20 minutes of regulation, both teams having some great looks. More so, May River, I thought, controlled it and had a couple of key opportunities to get that tie-breaking goal. Bluffton had a few set pieces that couldn't really do much on them, but I thought May River was the better team for most of the end of that game, which I had seen. But props for Bluffton to stepping up in penalty kicks, making all 4 of their penalties, and that clutch save at the end where it just barely didn't cross the line there. A lot of drama in that last penalty, but a terrific rivalry. And give credit to Josh Fox and this Bluffton team. I mean, I saw them earlier when they beat the heck out of Buford, and that's still a good Buford team. Obviously, they lost a lot from what they had last year, but still a very, very good Buford squad that they were able to knock out early in the season. But yeah, I'm all sold on what this Bluffton team can do, especially now that looks like they're going to solidify their playoff spot with this win. So that's going to be a really good, important squad to watch out for as we get into the playoffs. But yeah, great game. Fantastic rivalry, lived up to all the hype and then some. But this May River squad, Misael Garzon's doing a great job with that group, and they've got some talent. So don't count out them as well. So I'm excited to see how both those teams fare as we get to the playoffs, and glad I was able to catch you into that because I was over at the May River Bluffton. I got to see both the Bluffton Derbies, but I left the Bluffton game, the girls' game, when May River raced out to a early 3-0 lead. Own goal started the proceedings, and then May River just was all over them. Bluffton wasn't able to do much, but so good for the Sharks to really assert their dominance there in that rivalry after a really close first meeting between those two teams. But yeah, nothing better than these two squads, boys or girls, matching up here, especially late in the season.
Yeah, I think we kind of knew what the intensity was going to be for this game because we knew what was on the table.
Very physical, too.
Yes.
Well, this was for the number 3 seed. This was to have a home playoff game. So, we knew that intensity was going to be, 100-fold from the first game. The first game was intense, and that went down to the line. But this second game, I think, was really what got, was where all the intensity was. Because this may have been one of the most important Bluffton Derby games in the history of this rivalry. So, I mean,
this rivalry is just absolutely amazing. I mean, I think I've been covering it for 5 or 6 years, and this might be my 8th or 9th one of going. And I was telling Connor and Max about it. I was like, this is a big game to be able to go out and cover because a lot of people take it serious, and it's amazing to see that. I don't think I've covered this game in 2 or 3 years, but I mean, they were as louder and as crazier as they were when I was doing it. But absolutely amazing. I just think for local soccer, the growth of it in this area, I mean, these two teams really show what it's all about. And I mean, you're crazy if you don't want to go to this game.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Sure.
Although, I mean, the bugs were pretty rough tonight.
Oh man,
they weren't too bad.
No.
Well, once Carlo got there, they went away. But I'll tell you, when Max showed up, he brought more with him.
Yeah, sorry.
All I know is after coaching softball tonight, I was considering going over there, and I was like, man, I can't handle another hour in these bugs.
Those bugs,
feel it.
By the way, I need to mention those bugs were sitting in that turf field because if you kicked them around, a whole cluster of them came up and hit you in the face. I'm hoping I'm not eating any of these while I'm trying to, talk to people.
Yeah, I falsely thought that they wouldn't be as big of a problem when we had turf fields, but I learned that was not true at travel baseball tournaments. They're terrible up at Shipyard, and they're all turf up there. But we do have post game interviews because Dr. Perusa went out with the camera and filmed you guys doing your post game interviews, which are terrific. So first we got Connor with the center back Khalil Chaplin, who we know from basketball season as well. And so let's hear what KJ had to say.
All right, whenever you're ready, go.
Oh, hi, I'm Connor with LowcoSports. I'm here with Khalil, center back for Bluffton after a big win against May River. Khalil, what can you say about your performance today coming in? I know you're replacing Fed, one of your captains. What can you say about your performance tonight?
I was waiting all season for this moment. I knew Fed had a hard job coaching the bench, but I knew I had to step up for my team, and I think I did exactly that.
Absolutely, and I saw you floated around a couple different positions. Center back, you were playing right back a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Does Coach trust you in those positions, and do you trust yourself in those positions?
Yes, sir. I've been playing backline all my life, so it doesn't matter where I'm at. I just know I got to do whatever I got to do for my team.
Obviously, and this win puts you into a home field advantage going into that first game. What can you say about your fans coming to that game, and are you going to put a show on for them?
Oh, absolutely. The same people that came out tonight, I hope y'all come out to our home playoff game because I think we've earned it all season. We played as hard as we could, so just come out and support us.
All right, and tune in tonight at 10 p.m. on LowcoSports on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all those different platforms, and we'll see you guys tonight.
Love it. I love the promo. Love the promo.
He
great
was
job.
pretty close there, wasn't he?
No, he caught himself. I was laughing with him after the interview. He was like, I was so close.
To say what?
No, he said we worked so hard, but he wanted to say something.
Oh, yeah.
To your point, May River gets the home playoff game as the proverbial 8th seed, but how they do it in 4As. They seed every team 1 through 16 just for like home field.
You mean Bluffton, right? You meant Bluffton?
Yes, Bluffton.
Yeah, okay.
Bluffton won. Yep, they get home field. Yeah, no, I meant Bluffton. Bobcats get home field. They're the 3 seed. They host the 3 seed out of Region 5. And then the winner will play the 1 seed.
Mesa tells us that it'll be Bluffton versus Ludolph Elgin, May River against.
How many times has Bluffton played Ludolph Elgin in the playoffs this year? Didn't they play in football? I feel like maybe.
Is that who they played in the first round? They lost to Richland Northeast. I know that.
Richland Northeast. Okay.
Yeah, that's who they lost to.
Okay. Maybe a different team, but. Yeah, no,
Coach Wilson's son.
Right, that was not a fun sight to see. But anyway, Bluffton, I like their chances in this game at home, and I like the way they've been playing this year. So that should be a really exciting game coming up on Monday.
Yeah,
Pacers are pulling away, Connor.
I know. I know. You can see me smiling.
And Max, you were able to you drew the Josh Fox straw tonight. So let's hear what Coach Fox had to say.
What's up, Loco Sports fans? Max Arraj here. I'm here with Bluffton High School's head coach, Coach Fox. Coach, congratulations on the win. You know, you had a tough loss at home to this team earlier in the season. What was the key to, getting this team into this game?
I'll be honest with you. Today, I think it was mental. Today, we told our boys, listen, we worry about us. We don't worry about them. We don't worry about refs. We don't worry about anything but results and what we can control.
What you can control.
And they did a really good job of taking that message and kind of pulling in and playing for one another today.
Yeah, Coach, your defense, Khalil, man, he was lights out tonight. He was the GOAT tonight. Your defense played so well against what is a really good offensive team in May River. How were you guys able to hold them off?
We've had our back four. A lot of people were worried about Fed not being on the field with his red card. But all season long, I told Khalil I've been waiting for this kind of opportunity for him because he's had starter experience in the past. He's been successful in the past. Fed came in, earned the spot, but we have a strong back four, and that extends to 2 or 3 guys on the bench as well. Just really happy with the way they organized and the way that they work.
Coach, with this one, you guys now have the 3 seed. You have a chance at a home playoff game. How important is that for you guys?
A home playoff game is always nice. You like to have your community there to support you. You like to get the faculty and the staff of the school out to support the boys. But to be honest with you, we're just happy to be there. We've been talking about it all year. The real season starts next week, and that's the
right.
one we're looking forward to be honest. We don't care if we're at home, we don't care if we're on the road, we don't care who we're playing against. We're just happy to be playing.
Coach, congratulations. Thank you so much for your time. Guys, be sure to tune into the Lowco Lowdown tonight at 10 o'clock. And for Max Arraj, go Lowco.
Love it, fellas.
Great job, guys.
I don't know who you are promoting to because these interviews were going to air on the Lowdown. So, chronologically speaking, maybe next time we'll say, no, I actually was just now.
If we post these,
if we sure to join us every weeknight
like
on the LowcoSports Lowdown.
If we have
Watch it tonight.
We're just coaching in real time
right
here.
after the game.
It was outstanding work.
Have those interviews on Insta or whatever platform you desire. And
we could if they were being filmed on a phone, but they were being filmed on Carlos' fancy.
I think Max's highlight of the night was getting a good handshake in the interview on this one because he needed some redemption after letting the Bluffton pitcher blew him off. A couple of weeks ago.
Dude, why did you have to bring that up? I don't like it when you bring that up, man.
Look at this. Look at these pro interviewers.
Oh,
the Perusa of that.
Thank you, my man.
Perusa. Yeah. All right. So for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, those of you watching, so I had an interview at the Bluffton Hilton Head Island baseball game earlier in the season. Oh God, who was I? I was interviewing a player. I can't remember who it was.
I forgot his name.
I think it was their pitcher, Hilton Head's starting pitcher, and he put out his hand towards the end of the interview, and I didn't see his hand, and I didn't shake his hand, so I kind of left him hanging there in the interview.
Left him hanging.
I kind of learned from my mistake today, but Carlo just decides he wants to bring it up every time we do an interview. He's like, "Hey, don't forget to shake his hand." And I'm just like, please stop. I learned my lesson the first time. I'm not going to do it again. I know I won't do it again because I've learned from that mistake.
I love it. All right. Misa wants in. We're going to see if we can fit 6 on the screen.
6?
Here we go.
Misa?
This is the
Come
best.
on in. Come on, Misa.
This is the greatest. Misa, I love it. There aren't many guys like Misa who will come on here and troll after he wins and then beg to get on so he can eat the crow when he loses. I mean, that's just the kind of guy he is.
They're still in, they're still in the playoffs. I mean, they got to play a West Florence team that I've heard is pretty good. So I mean, even then, I mean,
only one Misa. I mean, absolutely one of a kind. Love the man. But he should be here shortly.
They got to drive to West Florence, dude. That is a long
Here
drive.
he is. Here comes Misa B trolling.
Yes.
Oh, he's got a Bobcat sticker on his shirt. Oh
man, come on.
Just a little splash of green and
the town goes green tonight.
Sharing is caring, guys. You know, can't have all the fun by yourself.
And that's what I love about you, because you are an ambassador for LowcoSports in general, and even when you guys fall short, you have that love for the opposition. That's what I love the most about you, and the love that you have for everybody, and even in defeat like this tonight. Love it.
Yeah, no, I mean it's that's what it's about at the end of the day, and that's something Fox and I are big believers in. Is we are the biggest rivals, as you guys saw tonight. It was a physical, tough game. Both teams wanted it. Both teams left it out there. We will kill each other on the field, but as soon as the game is over, I don't know if you guys stayed around afterwards, the interviews, we did a big group huddle at the end of both teams. And then you have players taking pictures with each other's jerseys and just look, we wanted to win. We lost. They got us tonight at our place. But at the end of the day, we're still Bluffton. These are still friends, players together. So, it is what it is. We both knew we kind of had the playoffs on lock for the night. So, that was a little less stressful, but we wanted a home game. They got it. And like I told them after the game when we were huddled up with both teams, and like Fox and I reiterated, now we beat them, they beat us. The only fair thing to do is to get a third game this season. And the way to do that is to win our playoff games. And that's our goal now together, and kind of bring that down here. So
we'll bring Team Lowco together for that one if we get it.
Yeah, bring the whole squad back out.
Yeah.
Peruso, you were at the field and you didn't say hi to me. What's going on, dude?
Wow.
I did not bundle up correctly.
Interview you, and he declined. So
that's what you get for
I need to dress a little warmer. I didn't think it would get this cold because it's like 85 degrees in Heritage Week, and now it's like
right.
60, 50 degrees.
Oh, it was great out there. What are you talking about? It was fantastic. Great weather, man.
I hear you, Wes. Like, I had already taken the emergency jacket out of the car. I thought we were done with that. Like, what are we doing here? This is not supposed to be happening. But yeah, so Wes was chilling in the press box, but that's great. We had people on the field. We had it covered from all angles, man.
Love it.
It was unreal. But yeah, what do you know about Lugoff and West Florence, Misa? I'm sure you've kind of cased the joint.
Oh yeah, I can give you a playoff preview for every 4A team.
There you go.
So Lugoff is last year. Bluffton finished third in the region, and they went to Lugoff in the first round. It was a big upset. Lugoff beat them 1-0. I don't think that'll be the case this year. Lugoff is they're building a program over there. I met the coach at the winter clinic over in January for the coaches clinic, and he's a great guy. He's a football coach who got into soccer because they needed a coach, and he has completely committed to building a program. And he's doing a great job. They have a JV team for the first time this year, I believe. They're a solid little team. They're not going to have the players to keep up with Bluffton, though.
Yeah.
Connor pointed to it earlier about the midfield battle. Today, midfield was insane. I mean, Bluffton first half controlled the midfield. Second half, we kind of did a little tactical changes and we kind of controlled it. They're going to struggle. Lugoff is going to struggle controlling Bluffton's attack and being able to contain them. So I think Bluffton will win, and Alex needs to go to bed. So
I heard Alex gave us a nice shout out pregame tonight.
He did. I think Bluffton will win, and then they'll move on to the second round to travel to Myrtle Beach for a very tough Myrtle Beach second round playoff game at Myrtle Beach. So,
all right, yeah. That's always a challenge.
Take care of your sides, and then
the road trip alone is a challenge unto itself.
Well, you guys have been road warriors before, and you're never an easy team to take down. No matter that's talk about that. How you approach playoffs, because you've been a veteran in that sense. You guys have won it all before in 19. How do you approach this time of year? Obviously, you got to do what you have always done, but you have to take your game to that next level. So how do you approach coaching when it comes to the postseason?
Like we did tonight. I mean, tonight we went with a completely different game plan in terms of our formation, what we do, and what we wanted to do. And a lot of it was because we knew this was going to be a playoff atmosphere game. So I wanted my players to get that experience in tonight. And then again, Friday when we play our last home game. But you want to have as much preparation as you can. And I think the region that we're in is a gauntlet. And so we've had to do playoff games just about every week, whether it's James Island, whether it's Hilton Head, whether it's Lucy Beckham or Bluffton. So our players have the experience of, winning close games and losing close games. And now it's going to be a mental test, like Fox in his interview. It's going to be a mental test of, it's not so much about, well, we played well, we just didn't get the result. We'll practice tomorrow and get back at it for the next game. Now it's going to be, if you don't get the result, that's it. Yeah. So do you have the mindset to do whatever it takes to win? That means if my bench player gets called for any reason to go on the field and you haven't gotten many minutes, can I trust you to go out there and perform? Or, one of my top players is not playing well and I need to sell him out or he needs to adapt his role. Can I trust you to do that as a coach? And, I have a very young team this year and it's kind of shown in different ways this season. But tonight, like I told him after the game, I wasn't upset. I was like, you guys did well. We adjusted to a game plan. We changed tactics at halftime. We did something we haven't done all year to kind of catch them off guard, and you guys executed, just couldn't score, but there weren't many chances by either team. So when going to the playoffs, you want to win. You want to keep your season alive. Monday's guaranteed. After that, I can't make any promises. So you want to keep this thing going. Do you have what it takes to go out there and get the result by any means necessary at the playoff stage? Because it's going to get more difficult. We don't get much rest in high school. We play Monday. If we win, we get Tuesday to recover, and then Wednesday we got to play another game. And that's another thing is the fact of rest and recover and being able to push through and doing what you need to do on your own at home to be able to be as ready as possible.
Games, potential. 3 games in 1 week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's
Yep.
that in
That's
itself,
insane.
and especially when you're going on the road.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, my question would be like, what's your outtake on West Florence since y'all end up having to play them first game?
We played them last year in the second round at our place, and we won in controversial fashion. Justin can attest to that. But we were in pretty much control early on for the most part until we had some issues and that were out of our control. They're a solid team. They have a few players that play high level club. They're, from what I've seen, from the little film I've seen in the last few weeks, kind of getting ready for this game. Once we figured out we're going to be the 3 or the 4 seed, they're going to be solid. They like to play the ball technically, so it kind of fits our style. We like teams that like to play the ball because it helps us. Teams like Bluffton that play a more diagonal, direct style kind of hurts us and what we want to do. But I think it'll be a good match. They have some speed up top, but I don't think they have as much speed as Bluffton had. And I thought my defense did a good job tonight controlling that speed and kind of neutralizing them and not really giving them easy chances. But they're going to be tough and playing at West Florence. We've never played at West Florence before. I know they have a turf field like we do, about the same size as ours. So thankfully, with us having turf, that won't be a adjustment we have to make.
Right.
But it's just going to be a matter of, I think our schedule plays in favor because we've had so many tough games. We got our tails kicked last week by Oceanside, and we played them great for one half, and in the second half they took over because they have 22 players that can start for any team at the state. But like I told my guys, I did that on purpose. Like that's what we want. We want to be able to go out there and take those beatings and play those top teams. So when we go to West Florence in the playoff atmosphere in a must-win game, we have the mental ability to be able to execute our tactical game plan, and hopefully we're able to do that. So it'll be a game. I think it'll be a close game. It's their scores are kind of varied. But I don't look at scores much. I just kind of look at what the film shows me. So I'm going to go scour some film tonight and tomorrow, see if we can find some more recent film, and then get a game plan going. And then Friday we play Roll Live Oaks. We're going to kind of implement what we started tonight. And I'm giving myself some coaching tips away here, but tonight we actually started our playoff game plan tonight. We did well. We saw what worked. We saw what didn't. We're going to fix it tomorrow and Thursday, apply a different factor Friday, and that way Monday we're ready as we can be for our game plan for Monday. So
you're not seeing it for the first time. Carlos, the Doc's got one. What do you got, Doc?
Misa, so obviously this game tonight, a lot of excitement, a lot of hype around it going forward in the playoffs. You're going to have a lot of excitement, a lot of hype around that too. What are ways that you're able to kind of get your guys to settle down and maybe stay calm and composed before going into these big games?
Just kind of just that's for me that's a season long task, right? I can't now start to get them focused.
Right.
And
you can't just flip the switch.
Exactly. Like we are young. I have 12 juniors. I have 4 sophomores. I'm gonna have a couple of freshmen coming from JV after their final game Thursday. We are extremely young, so it's teaching them that, right? So like today, where one of my players missed a penalty and he was destroyed about it. I was like, look, shake it off. Like, we're good. The season's not over. Like, it is what it is. You made all the penalties before today. It didn't happen. It is what it is. We move on and we get ready. It's getting everyone to understand that we're in this together, right? And we're committed to this, and everyone is important and everyone has a role. So player 18 who barely sees the field or hasn't seen many games this year is just as important as my top scorer, or my top defender, and just kind of creating that coaching environment of accountability and responsibility, right? It's we lost tonight. We did that. We played hard. We didn't get the result, but we lost. So
that's right.
This is what it is, and this is a playoff atmosphere. This is a playoff mindset where losses like tonight, okay, what can we do to make sure we don't put us in a situation we're going to punch a shootout? We had a few chances, we didn't capitalize. Why? What can we do better? How can we execute our game plan to be more effective mentally? And I had a few players who stood out tonight that played through injuries and fatigue, and that'll be important, come Monday when the new season starts, when the real season starts.
It sure felt like a playoff game out there tonight.
Oh yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Connor, you got one?
I feel like every game in this region is really a playoff game, to be honest. I feel like it's every game.
More or less. I mean, you were playing for your playoff lives almost every game, really.
This one was foreseen. So,
I mean,
Connor, you got a question for Coach?
I didn't really have anything. I was basically just
Okay.
going to ask about tactics and stuff like that, but you covered all of that already. So
yeah, no,
Still haven't
it's
found Harry Kane's fault.
Alex. Please mute Alex. He needs to go to bed. Dude, every game. I'm going to say this: Hilton Head beat Bluffton, beat James Island. I don't know what the score was tonight. I didn't see it when I was looking. But they beat James Island. They beat Bluffton, and they're out of the playoffs. And James Island is a region champion, and
that is
Bluffton, it's insane. It's absolutely insane.
I mean, and the fact that they have at-large teams for basketball, for football. I mean, I just don't understand why
I don't get it.
It's not there for soccer. It's just inconsistent because I mean, you can argue that the depth of these soccer teams is, especially in these deep regions where you have 5 good teams and only 4 get in. That's tough. I mean, you're going to have a good team miss the playoffs, and especially in other sports where you take 60, 75%. I mean, it's just.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I'm okay with a good team missing the playoffs, but I'm not okay with a good team missing the playoffs when like 12 awful teams get in. That's the issue.
And you're going to see some lopsided scores.
Alex has a good question.
Oh, Lord, I don't even want to know what he's going to ask.
Come on, ask it, man.
This is
I'll flash it up on the screen as long as it's not inappropriate for family programming.
I say, are we still in PG hours, or because it's 11 o'clock?
There you go, Coach. There you go. Where do babies?
Babies come from penalty shootouts and region matchups.
Oh my gosh!
You either score or you miss.
All right, we've gone through the looking glass.
Go to bed, man.
I haven't seen either Hilton Head James Island score. I know the Shark Girls kept the town half blue with a 5-0 win.
Yeah. So
we did get the girls. You had a report on the girls, Connor. Connor had a report. On the girls.
Let me read it real quick
from Pops World.
Yep. So the final score was James Island 2, Hilton Head Island 1. This was the girls, I believe.
James Island 1. Dang.
James Island won 2-1. So James Island took a 1-0 lead to halftime. Hilton Head Island had more possession, but James Island had more chances. Senior Katie Russo equalized for the Seahawks with a 45-yard strike that floated over the keeper and into the net. Junior backup keeper Kerr Reimer kept the Seahawks in the game with multiple saves. Katie Russo found the back of the net for an apparent game winner, but was ruled offsides. Finally, James Island put in the eventual winner with less than 2 minutes to go in second overtime.
So I think Hilton Head and May River girls split the season series, and I think the goal differential was the same. So now it's going to go into a point system of who finishes third in that region. And I think what might help May River is because they beat James Island. James Island's second place. They'll get more points in their wins than Hilton Head. Because I think
you're right. Because that's usually it, right? You get 1 point for beating the last place team, 2, 3, 4, whatever.
I don't know. Hilton Head didn't beat James Island this season, right? The girls. They lost both times, I believe.
I believe.
Well, wait. Hilton has to play Beckham still Thursday.
They still have to play at Beckham.
If they win that game, they finish third.
Yeah, but we're talking about 3rd and 4th here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Beckham girls won the region. James Island, I think, with tonight's win, secure second place because May River can't catch him.
So May River's 6 and 4, and Hilton Head is 5 and 4. So Hilton Head needs to beat Beckham to get into the tie. Otherwise, May River gets the 3.
Yeah, and if May River gets the 3, they host Tuesday. I believe they host Ridgeview.
Tuesday against number 3 of Region 5.
I think it's Ridgeview.
That would be Tuesday. Yep, Ridgeview. Okay.
And then Hilton Head would travel to Myrtle Beach.
You got
if they finish 4th.
Ooh, good luck.
But I mean, that Hilton Head team, Katie Russo's the truth.
She's
she's graduating early to go play at Carolina. Like, she's real good.
He is a really good player. He is a phenomenal player.
I was impressed with what I saw from them at May River on the road, and then what they were able to do at home against Bluffton. That's a strong team, and they can counterattack rapidly at you, and they just have some really good pieces surrounding their stars who have been there for a while. And the young girls are growing up big time this year. And then you have Tapia. Trying to remember for her. Andrea. Yeah. She is electric. She can shoot it from anywhere, and she can play some terrific defense on top of that. They have some excellent players who perform so many different roles, and the coach coming over has done an exceptional job. Coach Kyle's done an amazing job. Yep.
Big fan.
That's a team you cannot sleep on. And really, I mean, there's no surprise. What have we said over the last 3 years that we've done this together, Misa? This Region 748 girls, I mean, you can pick any one of those 4 who make it out of the playoffs to go all the way.
Yeah. I mean, the 4 seed has made to lower state semifinals the last 2 years. Hilton Head did it 2 years ago. Mirror did it last year. So Hilton has to keep that tradition going. And they have the talent to do it.
They do, for sure.
Yep.
All right, boys. Well, Alex is leaving us vampires and going to sleep. So we will let you do the same, Misa, and anybody else who wants to check out, I guess. This is.
Hey, I finally got to meet Mad Max in person.
Yeah,
man.
Now I'm not gonna tell you that I had to tell Connor to text him to make sure he's coming because I don't want him to punk out. I
wasn't gonna punk out. I made a promise I wasn't gonna break it.
No, there were numerous opportunities for where he was like, I have to go to May River that night. Like he knew.
Misa, in his defense, I did tell him you may not have to go to the game because you could do a highlight package with Connor's footage, and he said, "I promise Misa I'll be there."
He did. He kept his word.
It was on the record.
And this is how focused of a coach I am. As I'm walking to my locker room, have 1-1 halftime, I see him. I'm like, "What's up, dude? You showed up." And I'm like, "All right, we need a picture." I made him take a picture with his phone, like, "We need a picture to commemorate this moment." I am literally at halftime of a big rivalry game, gonna make some tactical changes, and I'm like, "Bro, we need a picture."
I mean, you tweet your own scoring updates during the game.
I don't know.
You might be a control freak. There you go.
No, I just need somebody. I every time I get a kid to do it, they don't stay doing it. So it's just trust me. If I get somebody to do it, I am all for letting it be. But the kids love it, the kids enjoy it, and that's what we're here to do it. So it doesn't affect my coaching, I don't think. I mean,
well, this turned into a whole episode, a whole Loco FC episode on one game. Good stuff. But we do have other stuff.
That was the plan. That was the plan.
We do have other stuff to talk about tonight, and people staying up late with us. So we'll let anybody who needs to get going. Who's out?
Good seeing you guys again. Miss all of y'all. Carlo, proud of you. What you're doing. I'm following. I'm supporting, man. Awesome job.
Thank you.
Perusa effect, baby. See you, Misa. Be trolling.
Right, guys.
Be good, buddy.
See you, man.
Wes, you out, buddy? He's out. Connor, you out, buddy?
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
man. Appreciate you. Have a great night. Carlo, you want to roll with us for a bit?
You out? Man, if you want me, or you want to kick me out, either way's good.
Hey, roll with this for a little bit. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
The MVP sponsors of LowcoSports make this all possible, and it starts. Honestly, it really starts with my wife, Megan Jarrett, the official realtor of LowcoSports. She's with Keller Williams of the Lowcountry, and she would love to help you find your place in the Lowco, or maybe upgrade to a bigger, better place in the Lowco by putting that house on the market. It's a great time to get into the Lowco real estate market with Megan Jarrett, the official realtor of LowcoSports, and my wife. We've also got the homegrown home inspections. They're our official home inspector. Jan Lucas and his team are the best in the biz when it comes to making sure you're making a great investment in the Lowco real estate market. So if you want to make sure that the house is good to go, or if you're building a new home and want to make sure that they check on it every step of the way to make sure it's built right, you got to call on Homegrown Home Inspections. Mickelson Law Firm is our official real estate closing attorney, the original sponsor of LowcoSports, and the presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage. We appreciate Mickelson Law Firm and all they do to support us. Saw Audrey, Odd Squad, played against her tonight in softball. Saw Tiffany out there at the ball game. Hospice Care of the Lowcountry, official hospice provider of LowcoSports, the only not-for-profit hospice in southern Beaufort County. And they are doing all kinds of great things over there. They're the Golden Oyster winner for the best nonprofit. I mean, just great things happening at Hospice Care of the Lowcountry, where it's not about dying, it's about living. Those are our MVP sponsors. Let's check out what else happened tonight, boys. We got a lot of stuff went down. We'll kind of run through some highlights here. Hilton Head Prep girls soccer picked up a win over St. Andrews. We went through the May River Bluffton game. JP2 with a 4-0 win over Hilton Head Christian. I think Hilton Head Christian got them the first time, right? That's a revenge game. Yeah, that's a good win for JP2. Haley Pena, the coach at JP2, Dr. Perusa, one of your classmates at USCB.
A women's soccer GOAT, one of them at least.
Yeah, she was really good.
Good
I think she may not be the GOAT anymore because Calvatin came through, but Haley was the GOAT for a while at least. And Karen Pimentel also helps her over there, and she was also really, really good. Porter Gowd 9-0 over Beaufort High. So Porter Gowd is really good because Beaufort High girls they've only lost 3 games all year, and that one's rough. Didn't see a boys score, missing a bunch of boys soccer scores. Boys lacrosse, Hilton Head Christian 9-5 over Lawrence Manning. On the baseball diamond, had some blowouts. Philip Simmons 17-0 over Battery Creek. Beaufort 16-0 over North Charleston. Hilton Head Prep 15-0 over Hampton County. And then a couple close ones. Bridges Prep beat Coastal Homeschool 13-9. First Baptist beat JP2 4-2. Putnam pitched pretty well, but they just didn't score enough. And then softball diamond, we got a big one there. Battery Creek 12-0 over Philip Simmons. JP2 10-6 over Bridges Prep, and the big one, Beaufort 3, Hanahan 2. And let me get the Beaufort's own highlights going here. But it was Kylie Rast night, at the ball yard. I was texting with Coach Rast earlier, and I asked him, "You want to come on tonight, or do you want to wait and see what happens Thursday?" Because I kind of had a feeling, see what happens Thursday.
Yeah.
That's how I would be, and so I kind of had a feeling that's how he would be. And he was like, "Yeah, let's wait and see what happens Thursday, and if that's okay." And I was like, "Yeah, man, I totally get it. You don't want to go jinxing or anything like that." But they're looking good. That's a huge win for them against Hanahan, and they needed to get the first one at home. And now the pressure is on the Hawkettes going to the rematch on Thursday.
With another hit, that one towards outfield.
If they win both these, who's first in the region? Is it Hanahan?
I'm sorry?
Who's first in the region right now?
Beaufort is now. They were both undefeated going into these 2 games. So this is it. And they were down 2-0 and came back and rallied and won 3-2. 17 strikeouts, by the way, for Kylie Rast.
She's a beast, Max. I think we saw her at Battery Creek like a month ago, and I was just amazed. I think she had like 17 or 18 on that game. And I've been covering softball for a while in this area, and there's not too many pitchers I've seen like Kylie Rast. A lot of Ashley Lehman vibes to me, JJ.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, definitely. She's maybe not quite as long and lanky as Ashley, but similar. She whips it. She's worked hard at it. She's gonna go pitch at North Greenville. I don't know if you realize that, Dr. Perusa, but she'll be at North Greenville next year. But just an awesome kid. She's been doing it for a long time over there since she was in middle school. So updated strikeout numbers for Kylie.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
I don't remember what we were at before, but
190 something, I think.
I thought she had gone over. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was 196 because now she's at 213.
Is she chasing
213 in 97 innings.
She may already have a Beaufort record, I'm sure.
Is there any Skiza records?
Oh, she's
SCHL records.
High school league. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it would be though. She had 215 in 142 innings as a sophomore. She has 213 in 97 innings as a senior.
Jeez. Holy cow.
Yeah, it's
and she's probably gonna pitch on what is it, Thursday at Hanahan?
Oh, she'll pitch Thursday, guaranteed. and she'll probably pitch every game from here on out, I would suspect.
Yeah.
Going into the playoffs. Let me see what I had for her last year. Last year she pitched 91 innings and had 165 strikeouts.
Yeah.
So she's got a bundle of them. I wonder what her career total is. We're already right there at 435. You were already at like 600.
So yeah.
Just adding up those 3 seasons, and you go back. I guess freshman season would have been the COVID year, or was that the year before? She lost one season. She lost one season to the COVID year.
2020, yeah, 21 probably.
She's got to be up around 800 or 900 anyway, I would think, for her career. That's unbelievable. We're gonna have to get Coach Rass to add those up for us. But oh man, bounced one there though in a big spot. I put them down 2-0. They were in a bind. But
bases loaded too. Ooh.
Yeah, in quite a bind here. Got her.
Got him out. Well, yeah. See, this is what like when she has pressure, she's gonna do well. This is what I like about her. Like she's not just a dominating pitcher. When she has like base trouble and stuff like that, base running trouble, and she still finds ways to get out of innings, man.
Well, I think the difference between the good and the great is, she bounced that one and let a run come in. And instead of letting that get in her head and bouncing another one and letting another run come in, she came back and said, nope, this stops here. And she struck him out. And, Misa was talking about that too. You make a mistake, you miss a penalty, you bounce one in the dirt and let a run score from third, whatever. It's over. It's over. And you got to move on to the next play. You cannot change the one in the past. And that is, it's a very simple and cliche thing, but every single, like coaching mental toughness book you read, any kind of thing like that, is going to tell you the same thing because it's vital. You can't be successful if you're stuck on past mistakes.
You have to have a short memory.
Yep. Goldfish, Ted Lasso, right? You absolutely do. And you got to process it. You got to put it in the spreadsheet. And then you got to adjust to it and don't let it happen again. And we tell our kids from a young age when you're coaching them, like, it's okay to make mistakes. We want to make mistakes. That's how we get better. But you have to learn from the mistakes. Otherwise, it's a waste.
But to your point, JJ, it's amazing because that's relevant to any sort of sport. That's relevant to life in general.
Life, yeah. And that's why sports are so important in development for kids, because it puts them in a setting where they're taught life lessons through having fun and playing the game, and like it's almost like sneaking in their vegetables, like they don't even realize that they're learning about life and how to be a productive person, because they're just playing the games with their friends, but they are learning. You're instilling qualities that go on with them forever. So but including resilience and playing through adversity, and Buford was down bad here, 2-0, just not getting anything going on offense and able to turn it around. A lot of balls and 2 walks early before she heated up, nibbling around a little bit. Yeah, that would be my guess, is she's trying to be a little too fine, knowing that she's going up against a stronger opponent than they're typically facing. And
this is really their this is really their strongest opponent outside of what's their name from Tennessee that came down earlier in the year.
That was a really quality team.
And that's the only other team I can think of that was on their schedule that, other than James Island, I guess.
She walked 5. She walked 5, only gave up 2 hits. So once she started challenging them more, it sounds like she was getting the better of them. So hopefully she makes that adjustment and just goes after them from the outset, game 2. Although, of course, they will have seen her and will be making their own adjustments. So gotta love the chess match, man. Gotta love it. Big knocks tonight. Adeline Johnson, 2 for 3 with an RBI. And also Ali Aiken had a big hit tonight as well. Let me see here. Ali Aiken was 2 for 3 with a double. And then Stevens also had a big RBI. Trying to see what Stevens' first name is. Hadley. I was like, Haley? I see first initials, and I sometimes just make up first names for them in my head and then see if they're right. I went with Haley, but it was Hadley. Tripped me up. But yeah, Kylie looks like she got settled in, as Javon noted. 0-2 this time, and she's just like, nah, we ain't wasted no more. She threw 135, but she was pretty efficient at the end. Look at the catcher waving away the bugs. You know how bad the bugs are over there, Max. That might be the worst place on the planet, right there.
Yeah, where Javon and I usually sit, where he's sitting right there in the background. That is by far the worst spot you could possibly sit in when it comes to bugs, because they eat you alive. I made the mistake.
The only place that might be worse is Buford Academy.
Oh, dude, that's the worst. That is terrible.
Actually, no. I can think of something much worse than both of them. If you've never been to Savannah and been to St. Andrews, don't ever do it.
I never been to St. Andrews.
St. Andrews.
But Buford Academy is rough.
Baseball there. We played baseball there back in the day. Dude, they had mosquitoes like this big.
Isn't St. Andrews the one out near the water, Max?
That's the golf course in England.
It's close. It's close to like the marshland area.
The old course.
I don't think Jack in Savannah.
So I love the way they stole that run, tied up.
Yeah.
Put the pressure on the defense, baby.
Man, I wonder when they got
I was so proud of my daughter tonight. She executed a great play. We knew the catcher wanted to throw behind her at third, so I had her get an aggressive lead and draw a throw. And I said, as soon as she throws it, you're going home. And me and the other coach were both working on it together. Like he knew, like I knew he was gonna do it. I knew she was gonna do it. Like we all knew what was going on, but we just wanted to put the kids through the motions and let them execute it. And both sides executed it perfectly, and it was bang bang at the plate. And she barely beat it. It was beautiful. Loved it.
Look at how emotional Rast is there. She knows what this game means.
Oh my gosh, yes. Well, this was her night. It was senior night. She's the only senior. Last home game, in the regular season, they'll obviously get a chance at home in the playoffs, but and more opportunities at home if they can win again on Thursday, or win on the tiebreaker, whatever that is. But they won by 1 run, so. Oh wow, that was the winning run on a sac fly.
Yeah, did you see that?
I gotta run that back. Let me run that back. All right, here we go. So we got a runner on third, 1 out.
It was like a little bloop fly too.
Yeah, it's not real deep. Challenging her. Oh man, that's a great play to end the game.
It was Rast too with the game time with the game scoring run.
Yep.
That was Rast sliding in the home plate. God, how great is that? Final regular season home game of your career, and you get to walk it off by sliding head first in the home plate.
That is phenomenal.
That's like the best feeling I'm playing.
Sack fly to the shortstop. Put the pressure on the defense. Let's go. Coach Rast, I love it. What a send. What a send.
Speed. Wow. Yeah, I'm excited to see how that game goes.
Shout out to our boy Javon with the highlights. Outstanding stuff. Great coverage. I might have to go back and watch that one again. Watch the whole game at some point. I just put it on in the background because heck of a ball game, heck of a win for Buford. They go to hand on Thursday for the rematch. They've won now 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. Feeling good. So I like that team a lot going forward. The other thing to talk about, we'll do after we shout out some sponsors. The varsity sponsors of LowcoSports, DDS Web Design builds, hosts, and maintains websites for businesses and nonprofits to get results. So if you need to get found online so you can think more, do more, and think bigger, go to ddshhi.com. Parker Law Group serves legal needs across Colleton, Hampton, and Jasper counties, and they are also they serve legal needs across Colleton, Hampton, and Jasper counties, and they've also helped us continue to expand our coverage in those counties and shine a light on more deserving teams and student athletes around the Lowco. Reverence Wrestling Club is the official wrestling sponsor of LowcoSports and the presenting sponsor of the Lowco Grind. I think we're going to get Carlo doing a little more Lowco Grind stuff. We got some MMA stuff coming up. The Fight Doctor. Reverence Wrestling Club. Take your skills on the mat to the next level. Maybe Carlo can do a little wrestling clinic at Reverence and do a first-person story about it. There you go. Go roll around a little bit. And Dr. Ambrose Cole, the official chiropractor of LowcoSports. He's at Rooted Living Wellness, and he'll get you feeling right, mind, body, and spirit. That's Dr. Ambrose Cole. Those are our varsity sponsors. But the other thing to talk about is the golf, fellas. Your alma mater did not retain the title, Max. Hilton Head Prep knocks off HHCA. Dolphins shot 291, 290. They edged HHCA by 7 shots for the 3A title. Not the only champs, though. Heritage Academy won the 1A title, and the Lowco had both medalists. Michael Gavin, the medalist for Heritage in 1A, and Jack Crusor for Hilton Head Prep. And how about this? Top 9 finishers, 8 of them from the Lowco in 3A. Crusor was first. He won by 1 shot over Chris Kunis from Hilton Head Prep, JP Reed and Gabe Schmitz from Hilton Head Christian, and Harris Holstein from OP. And then the rest of the top 9 from the Lowco: Sage Bradshaw from Christian, Trip Hedden from Prep, G. Patrick from Prep, and Tag Graziano from Prep. So all 5 for Hilton Head Prep in the top 9. Just a really, really impressive showing for those guys against really, the top of that field is a bunch of really quality players.
Yeah, absolutely. This is what it is every year. It's those 2 teams and no one else, really. I mean, we've seen it year in and year out for nearly a decade.
What though? Heritage shot a better score than anybody on the same course.
Yeah, I saw that. What did they score? What was it? 280 something, right?
They were 290 yesterday. I'm not sure what they shot today, but I know that their score was the lowest team score of anyone, all classifications. So really good stuff.
Like when it comes to Prep and Christian County, there's no one else in that division.
Really. Like Trinity Collegiate sometimes makes a run at them or somebody.
Yeah,
but now that with 4A, like that kind of filtered out everybody. Pinewood would sometimes have a team, or Porter-Gaud, but that kind of filtered out the people who really contended with them.
Hats off to Prep. I know Jeep Patrick really well. He's a really cool dude. I love
bunch of great kids.
Yeah,
that whole list is a bunch of great kids.
I've known Jeep for a couple years now, and I've gotten to see him become the amazing person he is today. Hats off to Hilton Head Prep. That's get that region, get that title back. I guess he's going back and forth between the 2 over the years, and Christian Academy is a younger team too. I mean, like Sage Bradshaw is only a sophomore, and he didn't do well. I guess he did pretty well. I mean, he finished top 10 obviously,
6.
but we've seen him dominate all year long. But you look at this Christian Academy team; it's a younger team. They're going to come back. I think they're losing a couple players this year. I'm not sure who it is. I can't remember.
I think Schmitz might be a senior.
Yeah, I think it's.
I'm not sure who else.
I'm trying to remember, but
keep track.
It will be and will always forever. Well, I guess no, not anymore because Christian Academy's moving up to 4A now, and Prep's staying in 3A. So,
they could both win titles next year. They won't have
they could.
they won't have to battle each other anymore.
I'd have to see who's who in the region in 4A, but obviously, no matter what division Christian Academy or Prep's in, they're always going to be 2 of the top golf programs in Skeeza, if not, 2 of the top golf programs in South Carolina. So
I'm excited to see where some of these guys go play in college because this is a
Yeah.
really quality crop of guys coming out
we've had some.
over the next few years.
Yeah, we've had a lot of golfers play and do real well at the Division I level.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy to see the talent that comes out of this area in terms of
Well, look at
college
Jonathan Grizz at Alabama.
Grizz. Yeah,
and
Grizz is killing it.
Nimmer. Grizz, Nimmer at Clemson.
Trace
Patterson
Crow.
JD Patterson at the Naval Academy. Daniel Azelian at Virginia Tech. Screen at West Virginia. Like some of these players are going to big D1 programs, and it's great to see.
Shaq went to Virginia before all them. Like Trace Crow. You went to school with Trace Crow, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. He graduated before me, but yeah, he's been great. He's now on the PGA Tour.
Tour card. Yeah.
Was DJ Trahan grew up in Columbia, JJ?
DJ Trahan lived here when he was younger, but he graduated from Dorman High School, and he's not my friend. He treated the media like dirt, and that's a real good way to get on my list. But subhuman. We were subhuman. I'm not afraid to say it.
I mean, like,
can't believe you went there, Dr. Perusa.
Yeah, acting like
but speaking of the golf, how about that Heritage, boys? That was
what a signature event.
I mean, the ending kind of sucked. That was unfortunate, but it was a hell of a tournament, and Scheffler was it was really cool to watch him.
It is unbelievable.
Do his thing.
So Perusa, I mentioned this to Justin yesterday, and that we were talking about Scotty Scheffler yesterday, and this stat kind of blew our mind yesterday when I put it up on the podcast. So the Arnold Palmer Invitational, the Players, the Masters, and the RBC Heritage, 4 pretty big tournaments. That's basically a major, a tour's flagship event, and 2 longtime invitationals for 50 plus years now. No one in golf history has ever won all 4 in their career. Scotty Scheffler won all 4 of them in 44 days.
I was reading something crazy, and it was made the argument that Scotty's last 5 starts is better than Ricky Fowler's career. When you look at it, Ricky's only won like 4 events.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
that's pretty wild.
You can argue that for sure.
But event, though, man, it was just incredible. Obviously, Scotty, I mean, you're seeing a dominant force. I mean, I wouldn't say the first time since Tiger, because, Rory was on his swing and Brooks Koepka and Rahm a little bit last year. But, you're seeing a dominant force during the time where the field is so depth. There's so much depth to it. Like, don't get me wrong. When Tiger was winning, that was impressive. But, he didn't have 10 to 15 other killers that could win every week. And now, unfortunately, because of the whole live stuff, it could be even more crazier. But, I mean, he is knocking off top dudes. And, I mean, he's just a hell of a golfer. I mean, let's keep this up. It's amazing.
You look at that
the whole event as a whole. I mean, what more can you ask? I mean, it was surreal. I remember going to that tournament when the field was very, very poor. And now you're looking at it, and it's like, oh, there's Ludwig Aberg, Xander, King,
everybody,
Scotty, Roars, Colin, and it's like, what in the world?
Truly a who's who. Like it was everybody.
Yeah, that his Masters win too. Let's remind everyone, it's not just PGA Tour players at the Master. We're talking live players as well. We're talking Bryson DeChambeau, John Rahm. He outlasted all of them. This shows like how hot of a player and how amazing this streak of
he's
wins.
Not done. I don't
no, he's far from done. No, I mean, if you listen to him yesterday after he won, somebody asked him, does it ever get boring? And he was like, no. The feeling of hitting of a well-struck golf shot is addictive. I can't get enough of it. Like, put it directly in my veins type thing. And so that stopped me on any kind of thought that he might just like ride off into the sunset. Like, no, this man loves to win at golf. He really loves it. But I do want to put this in perspective because I'm also like blown away by this stretch he's on with the 5 tournaments, 4 wins, and a T2. But consecutive starts with a win or runner-up on tour. So Scheffler's at 5. Vijay Singh also had a stretch of 5 in 04 where he won 4 out of 5. But Tiger in 99 2000, he had a stretch of 7 where he won 6 of them and he won 6 straight. No, 7 straight.
Never see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he won 7 straight. He also had another stretch in 06, 07 where he had 8 straight either win or second, and only one of them was second, the first one, and then he won 7 more in a row. And then he had another one in 07, 08 where he had a stretch of 8 and only one was a T2. So he had 3 stretches longer than this one by Scheffler. So that does put it in a little perspective.
I mean, like Carlos said, at that time when Tiger was
I
playing,
agree it's a deeper field now.
Still, though, I mean, that's the greatest golf.
But that guy was insane. But I do think this is the most dominant stretch we've seen since then.
Yeah.
I believe, 100%. Because you look at who he's going up against. I mean, like, he's playing the RBC Heritage, having Colin Morikawa, Xander Schauffele, Jordan Spieth, Rory McIlroy, all those players breathing down your neck as you're trying to win a jacket. That's what I think. Like, some of the other players that he has to battle against to win these tournaments and how well he's done in these tournaments shows like how dominant and how unbelievable this streak of wins is for him.
Well, keep in mind too, if I'm not mistaken, that was only his second start at that tournament too. So I mean, it's not
at the Heritage,
so he hasn't played it a bunch, and some of those guys have played that thing like 10 times already. So
it was last year, and he tied for 11th. So he likes the golf course.
And I'll tell you one, the person who really not surprised me, but another one that just screams superstar is Ludwig Aberg. I mean, that kid is unbelievable.
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
First time playing. I think he noticed some Sea Island vibes because I was talking to him earlier in the week, and he said this place kind of reminds me a little bit of Sea Island. I was like, that kid is him and Scotty I think are going to run the PGA Tour for years.
I think it's gonna be a fun little rivalry. I really do.
I think
also Oberg seems to embrace it. Like he doesn't like wilt.
Man.
He doesn't wilt like some of the others do.
Look at his reaction at the Masters and stuff. He was like in the running for it, and he was having so much fun. He was smiling. He was doing everything.
Funny though?
It's your first major. You should be.
It's kind of great. It's perfect for the tour because he and Scheffler are like totally opposite personalities. I mean, on the course, like Oberg is like loose and laughing and happy to be here, and Scheffler is all business, super focused, task at hand, blinders on. Like he does have that killer. Well, he is uber competitive, and I think that's why, I've spent a lot of time over the last few days kind of trying to, just because it's what I do, like sort of analyze him and his behaviors and then analyze through his answers and stuff, and just kind of try to get in his head and kind of understand, because I've really gotten into that as like I crossed over into coaching and stuff. Like I'm really about the mental side of things, and I see Scotty as a guy who's like, he's really competitive and he's actually quite emotional. Like if you read more about him, like a lot of people talk about, like he's got a temper on the golf course. When Ted Scott went to work for him, when he asked him to go work for him, Ted Scott like had a sit down with him and said like, yeah, I'll come work for you, but you need to work on, your mental game, your emotions, keeping your emotions in check. And So he put in the work on that. And I think his kind of putting on blinders to the crowd and not interacting maybe as much with the fans as some players do and those kinds of things. I think some of that's like to protect himself. I think he's put up some parameters around it for himself so that he can stay within himself and do what he needs to do. And I respect that. I mean, you've got to carve out that space where you're comfortable to be able to be your best. And if you're the type of person who it's really draining to you to interact with the fans and things, then that's something that you have to consider. And so that's what I see in him is a guy who's just really focused on the task at hand and trying to create the best environment for himself to be successful. And if that means he needs more time to decompress, then he's the only one who knows that. He's got to own it. But
you really open my eyes up to it. Like, that guy just doesn't like the spotlight. I mean, he doesn't. I mean, he embraces it.
He's not at all interested in the trappings of fame and celebrity. Nope, doesn't want it. Not at all.
Just
and I
wants to go
respect
to work.
that to him too, man. I mean, he is humble for what he is.
Very humble.
That's just how he is. I think he's more of an introverted person.
Mhm.
But I mean, my goodness, when he plays, man, there's no one better. I mean, we got another guy we got to talk about, Wyndham Clark.
Oh yeah. Well, Wyndham Clark, I was going to say, Wyndham, this is crazy, but you and I, all three of us are 131 points closer to Wyndham Clark in the FedEx Cup standings than he is to Scotty Scheffler. We're 1,892 points behind Wyndham, but Wyndham is 2,023 points behind Scotty.
Holy cow. That's insane.
I mean,
but Wyndham Clark balled out on Sunday and made things interesting for a minute, and then he blocked one on 12, and then chunked just messed up his punch out and hit a tree and went out of bounds, and that was that. But he came back with 2 strong birdies at the end and would have been T2, except Sahith Theegala, who I love, by the way. I love that guy.
He's a problem at that court. Have you seen his parents? His parents are a trip, man. They're funny. They're just loud, and
I love Sahith.
He was saying in interviews that he had to tell his parents to tone it down because he could hear him from the green yelling and stuff.
Well, now, Scotty's dad said that Scotty had to tell him to tone it down a little bit too, because Scotty's dad doesn't take too kindly, Mr. Scott, when he hears drunken people heckling his son or saying bad things about his son. And he sometimes likes to just walk up to him and say, hey, you should be careful, what you say, because you never know when you might be talking to a player's dad.
Oh. That's hilarious.
I heard someone got they were talking about it on the broadcast. Apparently, I think it was one of the rounds, Thursday or Friday. Someone got kicked out because they were heckling at Scotty.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if you heard anything about this, but I was getting text messages. Are you the one getting kicked out for heckling at him?
Well, I literally heard, to bring back our segment, Overheard at the Heritage. My son heard this as well. Literally heard some, frat bro types, no offense, just describing the people, walk in and saying, I like it when they're really close so I can really heckle them.
Oh, my.
I don't even want to think about how much money was spent this week on the ability to drink booze in the presence of pro golfers so you could heckle them. But hey, more power to you.
I will say one thing I did like, and it's kind of like a double-edged sword here. Ticket prices for this event, yes, they were a little extreme, but less people.
Supply and demand, baby.
It was good because you didn't feel, and don't get me wrong, the weekend was busy. But for some people who don't drink anymore and is not like wanting to party and go to bars and all that, it was nice that you're not like in a fish of 5,000, like in a sea of 5,000 fish. It was better. I enjoyed it.
Unless you were following Scheffler, and it was pretty thick,
right?
Especially on Sunday.
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
that was thick.
But it was just incredible. Like I had crazy luck this week. I mean, wherever I'd go, I'd see golfers. I saw Wyndham Clark at Walgreens, which is turning it to be like the mecca.
Yeah, didn't you meet Scheffler at Walgreens last year?
Scotty and his wife at Walgreens. Last Sunday, I was there picking up stuff, and I ran into Wyndham Clark and his wife. Then I went into Java Burrito Tuesday night.
Well, apparently they all go to Java Burrito, like everybody.
I learned that when I walked in.
Scotty was going for. Scotty said when he was leaving town, before he left town, he was going for a breakfast burrito and a coffee, and that's got to be a Java Burrito.
That's the place to go, man, for breakfast burrito.
We need one in Bluffton yesterday, by the way. I'm gonna have to hit him up for a sponsorship after this little free plug.
Yeah, get our LowcoSports going, ladies and gentlemen. Call out Scotty Scheffler. Come on, man.
That's right. Yeah, I came away with a different appreciation, a new appreciation for Scotty Scheffler, a really deep appreciation for him, and especially after talking with his dad, and kind of just confirming some of my suspicions, about where he comes from and what makes him tick, and he's an impressive guy. I mean, like I tell my son, he's not a big golf guy. He's a baseball guy, wrestler, and he wasn't like thrilled to be at the Heritage. He was okay about it, and he's like, I'm not that into golf. And I said, I get it, man, but like you're watching the very best in the world at something, and I don't care what it is. That is to be admired. If you're among the very best in the world at your craft,
here every day.
that is something to be admired and observed and tried to emulate it, in whatever you do. So that's what I think I've always loved about covering the Heritage is just seeing these guys who are just so locked in to what they do and just so precise and so disciplined, and it's really cool. So
it's amazing.
Anyway, fellas. Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's amazing that we even have that in our backyard. But
it is.
Actually, I think I'm going up to Quail Hollow the week after next practice round. So I'm excited for that one because it should be a similar field. Although I'm betting that Scotty probably is not going to be there because that's going to be right around the due date. And I think there's you can only miss one signature event, right? That's probably why he played this one I'm guessing to avoid that one in a couple of weeks. But great field. Regardless. And I just think, these whole signature events, this is a byproduct, I think, of the whole live movement and, all that stuff. But it changed the game. We needed this. I am a huge fan of this no cut, 70 players. You have more opportunities now for fans that either can't afford to go to a major, don't live by a major, to see a major field. And I really think that's elevated the game of golf. This is amazing right
now. He might play the Wells Fargo.
You think he might?
Do you think? I mean, if he doesn't, then all you got between that and the PGA is the Myrtle Beach, which is more.
Well, the Myrtle Beach is.
Oh wait, that's opposite. Yeah, that's opposite Wells Fargo. So he's going to have to play the Wells Fargo.
He didn't play it last year,
right?
So.
Yeah, but you don't think he would not play another event before the PGA, do you?
Well, he's obviously not going to play the PGA. He's not going to be at Quail's Hollow. That's kind of a given, I think.
No, Quail Hollow is the Wells Fargo.
Event.
The PGA of Valhalla is
I'm sorry.
the week after that. He's definitely playing the PGA.
Wait, PGA is a week after the Quail Hollow?
Yeah, they reshuffled the majors and condensed the major schedule. So it goes PGA in May. And then the
U.S. Open.
U.S. Open's in when is it?
July. Or June?
U.S. Open is June 13 through 16, and then the British is July 18 through 21st. So basically, it's a major every month.
They must be hoping, and they have. I think the plan must be that hopefully they have the kid during the week of the Craig Ranch, the Byron Nelson.
Yeah, I mean, the baby's due at the end of the month, they said, which is, in the next week. And look, I mean, science is such that we can do things like induce labor and slow labor down and things like that. I would suspect that they will have that baby, before May 1st.
That's a good point. He might have to play the Wells because usually you want to go into a major.
I think he'll play the Wells Fargo. I do.
And then he's probably going to play the Colonial the week after because that's in his backyard.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, he'll definitely play that.
Always plays that.
He can sleep in his own bed and play that.
Yeah.
That's not a problem. And then he'll take the RBC Canadian off. Probably play the Memorial because it's signature. And then you got U.S. Open the next week. So, yeah, they got signatures in front and behind almost all the majors, which is.
Do you know the rule on that, on how long the Heritage will remain a signature?
No, I don't think I think it's they're. I don't think they. I think they're just announcing it one season at a time. They may internally have some kind of rotation. I'm not sure.
I think they'd be crazy to lift it because I can't see any other tournament that's a non-major.
I think
this
should be. Well, obviously, right now it's not really considered a permanent signature event, but I honestly think out of any of the signature events, this one is probably the one to keep as a permanent signature event, to be honest, because it just.
Well, I mean, we think so.
Yeah, the problem you're going to get though is it's the week after the Masters.
Yeah, but
Right.
still.
Yeah, but I mean, so is the Travelers is the week after the U.S.
Right.
And it's a signature. You know, I would guess they're going to rotate them some though, because I mean I think they're going to rotate them some because you just want to boost up other events that need it. They're going to rotate it around to the ones who need it, the ones that need a little boost from time to time. And but I think it'll come back around. Certainly, I don't think it'll be
for our sakes though. We just need these big guys to keep winning. I mean, the fact that Speed, Fitz, and Scotty has won this thing the last few years, you're going to probably, even if this doesn't become signature anymore, you're going to probably see these guys coming back because of that. It's amazing.
Yeah. That's true. And I think the work has been done as far as that goes. You know, like they've shown over the last few years a bunch of guys this golf course who hadn't seen it before, and they're like, I really like this golf course.
I think
it's been a good run. You know, I mean, we had the tough run as far as names go with Brandon Grace, Wesley Bryan, Satoshi Kodaira, and CT Pan. And then we got Webb Simpson, who was, you know, kind of on top of his game at the time. Stuart Sink, which was a nice little, you know, throwback. And then Spieth, Fitz, and Chef. So it's been a good run for Heritage Champs. But hey, boys, we're approaching midnight. We should bring this thing in for a landing. The Lowco Booster Club, Court Lifestyle Pros, Daniel and Debbie Court are Lowco natives who want to bring you home to Hilton Head Island. They're with Charter One Realty. Call on the Court Lifestyle Pros. Revive Rehab, Women's Health, and Pelvic Floor Physical Therapy. Dr. Allie and Dr. Jen are great with postpartum care. Eagle Creations has promotional items and custom apparel, as well as custom gift baskets and all kinds of other stuff. Go see their showroom on Argent Boulevard to see what they can do for you at Eagle Creations. Jay's Barbershop, the place to be if you need to get a great style or some spicy conversation in your downtown Ridgeland. There's all kind of cool stuff in downtown Ridgeland. Go check it out. And Barefoot Floor Care, the Lowcountry. Chris Odom will get your floors so clean your feet will thank you. Carlo, Dr. Perusa leaning into the camera on us here. He's all ready for his shout outs. You boys got a shout out, Dr. Perusa? Who are you shouting out? Your intern?
I'm going to shout out Kylie Rast tonight.
Fair.
For softball, kind of a layup for me, but 17 strikeouts in a game, man. That's unbelievable. I've seen it in person once this year, and really caught my eye because she can ball. She's amazing.
Beast. Yeah, good one. Max Arraj, who's your shout out?
Give me Khalil from Bluffton Bobcats tonight, man. He, you know, filling in on defense tonight. He was absolutely amazing. You know, on the defensive end, he stopped a lot of, you know, fast break runs by May River. He stopped a lot of them tonight, and you know, it was just real impressive to see. So I got to shout him out tonight.
Holla. I'll shout out the champs, Jack Cresor and Michael Gavin, as well as the whole teams from Hilton Head Prep and Heritage Academy. State champs, baby. 2 of them coming home. 4, sort of. 2 teams, 2 individuals. So Lowco runs that skis of golf. We run this ish. But all right, boys. So that was good times. Appreciated it. It was good times. Thanks to Connor Worrell for coming on and helping with the reporting on the big Bluffton Derby. Half the town painted green by Josh Fox's boys, but Steph Moldenhauer's girls keep the other half painted blue. Thanks to Wes Kerr, who popped in and out. And thanks to you boys for riding the whole way with me, Max Arraj and Dr. Perusa. Thanks to our sponsors and all of you who showed up to listen and watch. We appreciate you. And we'll be back tomorrow night shooting for 10 p.m. unless, you know, we have more delays like we have the last couple of nights. But we'll plan to be on at 10 o'clock tomorrow night. We'll have all kinds of stuff to talk about, including James Island at May River in baseball and softball, and a few other good ones on tap. Bluffton, Carleton County baseball. Got a few good ones, quite a few good ones. So we'll let you know what all goes down. Also USCB baseball at UNC Pembroke. So we'll get a report on that as well. So we'll see y'all tomorrow night. For Dr. Carlo Perusa, Mad Max Arraj, I'm Justin Jarrett. Till next time, go Lowco.
The LowcoSports Lowdown podcast is a production of Lowco Media LLC and LowcoSports.com, an independent media outlet providing grassroots local sports coverage in the South Carolina Lowcountry. We are sustained by community support from sponsors and patrons like you. Get in the game with a monthly pledge of $1 or more at patreon.com/LowcoSports to keep us going and growing. Go Lowco.